Rivermind is a revolution in neurological science.
Black Mirror has become a cultural phenomenon and really a way for us to analyze our relationship with technology today.
You're running ads through me? Have you tried espresso grande? The beans are roasted slow and long for a richer, smoother taste.
They're going to start running ads through you, as in the part of your brain that they now put into your head can now be used to send ads to the human such that the person is reading the ads in normal conversation.
We can't afford that. We can't.
You don't have to worry about that. I mean, if you choose not to upgrade, you'll just stay on Rivermind Common.
Common?
If you want to access the most efficient versions of a lot of technology that has been forced into our existence, you have to pay a cost. The $19.99 or the $29.99 for Apple TV and Netflix Plus Premium Plus. To be able to have an efficient working version without being pumped with ads and being influenced on a daily basis. Hello gorgeous people, how are you doing today? My name is Georges and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about Black Mirror. Black Mirror have become a cultural phenomenon. They have become a method, a way, a medium for film writers and directors to explain what is happening culturally as it relates to technology. They take realistic technology and they extrapolate what could happen with that technology if it goes wrong. If it's not well managed, if it's not well regulated. It's not really a worst case scenario anymore. It's a very realistic case scenario. Black Mirror has become a cultural phenomenon and really a way for us to analyze our relationship with technology today and how our relationship with technology can evolve for the worse. So today I want to unpack Black Mirror. Season 7 dropped a couple days ago, but today I really wanted to unpack episode 1 of Black Mirror Season 7. The name of the episode is called Common People.
Rivermind is a revolution in neurological science. I am living proof.
How much is this gonna cost?
You're running ads through me? Have you tried espresso grande? The beans are roasted slow and long for a richer, smoother taste.
I'm going to have a couple of spoilers because it's important for me to have some spoilers in this episode in order to explain what technology they are discussing. Okay, the storyline for episode 1. The episode starts with a happy couple, middle-class couple. The wife in the couple falls down because she has a brain injury. She's taken to the hospital and her husband is told that she's almost brain dead, really. But there's a new technology that can fix the part of her brain that is dead, almost. That can replace the part of her brain that is dead with new technology. The husband opts for that option, and the part of the brain of the woman that is dead is replaced by some technology that is connected somehow to the cloud. And that gives her the ability to come back to life. The kicker here is the technology is paid as a subscription model, almost the same way that we pay Netflix or Hulu or Apple TV. It's kind of the same thing. He pays every month for that subscription. The things start getting interesting when the subscription model, the piece of technology that has been placed into her brain, now starts developing tiers. And so they have this, just like Netflix, they have like a base tier for the subscription model, and they have like a premium tier and a plus tier.
An exciting change to Rivermind service.
What do you mean change?
From Monday, we are introducing Rivermind Plus.
Plus?
A new subscription tier that has extended coverage, okay? So it makes great use of those upgraded towers.
And because they're developing tiers, if you wanna, you can upgrade the technology in your head, or you can keep the technology in your head at the lesser level, at the base level. They're gonna start running ads through you, as in the part of your brain that they now put into your head can now be used to send ads to the human such that the person is reading the ads in normal conversation.
You're running ads through me? Have you tried espresso grande? The beans are roasted slow and long for a richer, smoother taste.
If you don't want the ads to run through you, you just have to upgrade. But the upgrade, the prices keep getting higher, and the tiers, they keep adding new tiers that makes you pay more.
A rollout.
How much is the plus?
So, it is $500 a month on top of the existing package, so $800 in total.
$800 a month?
Yeah.
We can't afford that.
You don't have to worry about that. I mean, if you choose not to upgrade, you'll just stay on Rivermind Common.
Common?
Really, it's very interesting that it's on Netflix because that's really what Netflix did. They started at $9.99 and then they said, oh, if you don't want ads, you can move to $7.99. If you want full content, if you want more profiles, you can move to $19.99. And a similar thing is happening with this technology that has been placed into this woman's brain that lets her live. So in order to live a real life, she now has to keep upgrading into tiers, just like she's paying Netflix. I'm not gonna mess up the ending for you, but this is as much as I can tell you about the storyline. Now, let's unpack the discussions or the technology that are actually being referenced in this episode of Black Mirror. This episode really touches on our dependence to technology. So it's an extrapolation of our current utilization of technology, but it's really not that far-fetched. So a lot of technology that we're using today from our social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, started out as a very free model, roped us into using their technology, into making their technology part of our daily lives, a necessary part of our existence. Interesting part of this dependence is, yes, today there's still a lot of free models of these technologies that we can use without having to pay a lot of money. But we can easily see a future in which the only usable models of these technology come at a very high cost.
Prices mean so-called cable cutters who ditch traditional television to save money may not end up saving much at all. Both Amazon and Netflix recently upped their subscription prices, with so many platforms joining the streaming space. Subscribing to all the major services could cost you upwards of $80 a month.
Because they've already created that dependence, our dependence to that technology, to the point that, like, if they add a cost to it, we will have to pay. This is what I mean by the dependence to technology that we have today. Today, in order to build friendships, in order to maintain your friendships, you almost need to maintain your presence on social media. The majority of people who are getting married today are getting married with someone they met on Hinge, with someone they met on Tinder, a lot less Tinder, or on Bumble or one of those platforms. It's very rare, almost impossible, to meet someone at a bar as it used to. So this technological innovation has changed our way of living, and we've become dependent on this technology to live a normal life. Another point that I want to talk about here, another conversation that this episode covers, is living with technology versus surviving with technology. The woman in this episode gets to live or gets to survive, but the life that she's living is not the same life that she lived before. There are a lot of technology companies today that are actually working on full-blown models that could give people the ability to store their consciousness, store their memories into a technological system, into some technology, making them almost immortal.
One would assume that each brain has similar programming for how to run a heart, for example, or manage an immune system, and so on. So we just need the memory data from the person that we're downloading from. But if I wanted to download all the data from one brain and upload it into another brain, would that even be possible? Stephen Hawking thinks so, and futurist Ray Kurzweil believes that we are only 40 years away from doing this.
The question there is the quality of life after you've done something like that, is the quality of life the same? Are you still living a life in the way that we live when we live in a human body that's been made by God? If you believe that it's been made by God, of course, which I do. Is it still the same quality of life? The final point that I found really interesting in this episode is the illusion of the options for everyone.
So we can travel.
Yeah.
Yes, if you upgrade, then absolutely you can travel.
And if we don't?
Then you just stay within your existing coverage range.
How much is the plus?
So, it is $500 a month on top of the existing package, so $800 in total.
We can't afford that.
You don't have to worry about that. I mean, if you choose not to upgrade, you'll just stay on Rivermind Common.
Common?
All the subscription models that we have today for all the apps has the illusion of having an option for everyone regardless of how much you can pay. You can have YouTube without ads. We can have YouTube with ads and you pay nothing, with a bunch of ads that make the experience completely different. You can have Netflix with a bunch of ads, but with limited content. You can't even see everything on Netflix. But the reality is the base packages of all the subscription models are becoming worse and worse. For example, I have the base model of Hulu right now, and the technology on Hulu is so slow right now that it makes it almost useless. I haven't watched anything on Hulu in a long time because every time I click on it, it's so delayed because the base model, the cheapest model of Hulu right now, is like the worst technology they have to offer for the user. So there's an illusion of an option for everyone, but the reality is technology today, if you want to access the most efficient versions of a lot of technology that has been forced into our existence, you have to pay a cost. You have to pay the $19.99 or the $29.99 for Apple TV and Netflix Plus Premium Plus to be able to have an efficient working version without being pumped with ads and being influenced on a daily basis by commercials that you never asked for. Anyway, that was my essay, I guess, on this first episode. Please let me know if you think my analysis of this episode is anywhere close to realistic or is so far-fetched. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.